what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Garbage Time Sports. BT, you got us a whole line of stuff to get into. So
it's been a pretty active week in the sports world.
Yeah, man. So I figure we got this we got this little kind of insignificant story that is kind of funny though, coming out of Minnesota during a Twins Yankees game. Our boy Nestor Cortes.
It wasn't even a game with the Yankees in it. It was
just
an
a reference. Yeah, Jim Kaat, man.
Yeah,
legendary pitcher, man. Yeah, like we all call him Nasty Nestor.
We do.
But that's
yeah.
It's out of admiration, man.
We do. It's a nickname. It's an earned nickname. He throws some nasty stuff.
He does, bro.
That's not what Jim called him.
Jim called him Nestor the Molester.
Condolences to Mr. Kaat's career.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's already 106, so
yeah, he's pretty old.
He's 82. So
I truly don't know if he was thinking when he said it anything malice, like any malice from.
No, I think he.
Trying to be humorous, and
I think it was, man. I think it was
humor.
I think it was an attempt at humor that did not land. But hey, cool thing is this, and like I said, this will pretty much be the end of the story. But Nestor has said, I don't think Jim meant anything by it.
I think it was just a joke.
Yeah, it was just a joke. Maybe it didn't land. Whatever.
Yeah, he did the same thing that we're doing, and wouldn't it be amazing if more people could just do that? Just be like,
just like not be upset about things.
He said, I don't think he meant that though.
Yeah,
we'll see if it keeps coming back up.
You can make your cringe face like, did he just say that? And then it's like, maybe he didn't mean it. And then you look at it, you're like, well, he's 106.
From an announcer standpoint, it's different, because he made a mistake of saying something he shouldn't have because the word itself is offensive, for what connotation it could mean. But normally,
I wouldn't want to be called a molester.
What we're used to hearing in the announce booth where it starts getting dicey is whenever people start talking things like race and gender and these things in there, and you see one guy just kind of slowly moving out of the camera.
He's like, I'm not going to be a part of this.
He's like, I'm just going to move out of the way while you just bomb your career.
Yeah, it's over for you. It's just over.
Yeah, the PC police are here.
Wee woo. Anyway, that's really all I want to talk about with Nasty Nestor. He's a nasty pitcher, man. He throws some dirty
grateful
stuff.
He is on the Yankees, which, by the way, it is so wonderful just to be able to say, go Yankees.
Yeah.
And not have anything else that's like we had this idea.
We abandoned that.
We just act like that never happened. Like, that was a fever dream, guys. That never happened.
Yeah, people are like, aren't you guys supposed to be like Braves and Rockies fans? You shut your mouth. We never.
I would never.
Yeah. So much pearl clutching. Anyway. What was I going with this? All right, another short story, and it actually surprised me, but not in the way you would think though. LeBron is a billionaire. Some people are like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I thought that happened a while back.
Yeah, so did I. I thought he had already elapsed that. Gosh, I think we even talked about it, that he had earned $1 billion early in our show.
Yeah, which was like a year ago. So
I don't know.
Wrong,
maybe
apparently.
we were misinformed, but at the same time, who knows the way that these news cycles spit out these facts. Perhaps someone did say that to us.
Yeah.
However, congratulations to LeBron James for doing something that no other professional athlete's been able to accomplish right now.
Yeah, well,
be an active billionaire.
Yeah, man, and that's really cool. And you've officially built generational wealth at that point. And that's
again. I watched Space Jam 2 for about 45 minutes. I saw LeBron James's house. Like, there's no humble there, bro.
Yeah, there's no humble there.
Not at all.
Like, Kendrick would be telling you to sit down.
That's like the Taj Mahal, man. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
It is crazy.
Basketball court's nicer than the nicest things we have in this town.
Yeah. Oh,
not Lavaca.
It's
like
no.
Portsmouth.
I would say no. I agree. I'm just, it's the same thing like what you told me earlier about being a Bulls fan.
Oh yeah.
It's
hurtful,
like yeah. We're used to bad defense. It's like hurtful, accurate but hurtful.
It's like we can talk about bad defense in that game last night because we know bad defense. We're Chicago Bulls fans.
Yeah. So you know what we're already talking about. So let's talk the finals, okay? It has officially started. Game 1 was last night. For you guys listening and not streaming,
Yes.
Game 2 was last night, and we'll see how it works. But the Warriors have lost Game 1.
It's the first game they've lost at home this playoff.
Yeah.
So it's significant. And
It
how
is.
it happened is also significant.
Okay, so let's talk about that. All right, you come out and first half
Back and forth.
back and forth. I mean, look, I know I'm down on the Celtics a lot. I'm not a Celtic fan.
And they're Eastern Conference rival. I hate them too.
Yeah, but
Game respect.
yeah, and especially Al Horford, because if you listen to this show, you think I have a raw, seething hatred for that man. Well, it's because I do. No,
Only on a personal level.
yeah, but only on a personal level. Okay, seriously, no,
No, not at all.
I would say all that aside, that's just trash talking.
It goes back to when he played for the University of Florida and was a
Yeah.
Gator, and he used to just talk so much smack.
Yeah.
Whenever we played them as Razorback fans,
Yeah.
he was just an irritant. So
Yeah,
he
so-
made pro. He didn't go to the Bulls, so of course we're naturally not going to like it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you played in college. You end up in Chicago. I'm a fan.
And if I recall, he had like $100 million contract, and still don't understand how Al Horford managed that one. But
I don't know how
kudos to
Al
him.
Horford's worth that much money. I have no idea. But
Career earnings?
over the course of a career, it would have to be like a 30-year career, I think, for me to
to justify Al Horford?
Yeah, man, that dude's wild. But he straight up master splintered Tatum and Brown and everybody, and now they're carrying people on through the finals.
Well, I don't know because he's carrying.
I know,
he's
man.
carrying
Last
that-
night, man, he
was a
looked dirty.
monster. He looked like he found the fountain of youth, honestly,
Yeah.
because he was on one, man.
Yeah.
He was the go-to guy, which is surprising on a team that has Brown and Tatum.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Now, switching gears on that, how do you see it going moving forward? Do you think that collapse that we saw in defense is an anomaly?
Yes.
Or do you think that is what
yeah.
we're
Okay.
going to see?
So here's the deal. Like we were talking about earlier, you're up by 10. You pull Steph Curry. Okay.
Yeah.
You pull Steph because you're like, we're up by 10. These guys.
we can coast until
Yeah,
near the end
these
of this
guys
game,
got
and
it. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know what we should do? And they're like, what? It's like, let's not play defense anymore. Like,
take
what?
bad shots.
It's like, wait, but we have to play defense. No. It'll be fine. Just let them shoot threes. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, they make 9 threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they
and
weren't.
we go
Nobody
on
was
this,
on them.
in this cold streak of shooting, it just looked awful. And not even, honestly, not even like bad shot selection.
No,
just no defense and nothing would fall.
Yeah, there were a couple moments there where you could tell that Curry thought that those threes were good.
Oh yeah,
He wasn't necessarily shimmying and celebrating like he do.
Yeah,
but
yeah, like he do.
He thought it was going in, and he was walking the other way whenever it bricked out.
Yeah.
So that goes back to my point of like when you shoot a follow up, make a defense. But
Yeah,
it's Steph Curry, so
Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do, man?
You know?
He's the
He's
greatest
our-
shooter of all time.
Yeah, I'd say he's already standing on top of the score table, dancing for the crowd, like Michael Jackson or something. Anyway, yeah. So
I picked the Warriors in 6. So.
See, okay, I saw that you picked the. Okay, first off, ESPN. I don't know. They were on something with that 86% favor to the Celtics.
Right. Not only that, what is the deal? Because last night, my wife pointed this out watching the game. There was a highlight reel that included historic stuff with Steph, included some stuff with Michael Jordan for some reason, and then the Lakers, and then some Celtics, and then Michael Jordan back in there again. It's like, Mike, why is Michael Jordan in this clip? So I'm like, I don't know, baby. They got to include him in everything.
Yeah, at this point, he's contractually obligated to be in every commercial.
It's like I saw Kobe and Mike, and then I saw the Celtics and Steph.
You're like, neither of them played for either of those teams.
Like
and I took it personally.
It's like I don't know. I think they're trying to do something here. Maybe there's not. There's plenty enough star power, right? Because
Sure.
you got the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
And you got these 2 stars that are coming up in Boston. So
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm being disrespectful here by saying 2 stars, and I'm not including Marcus Smart, who is a hell of a defender.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah, Marcus Smart really is. Like, he's...
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's the greatest of all time.
He's Scottie Pippen
He's
level?
Scottie Pippen, bro. And I hope that, maybe he keeps his feet on the ground. Oof. But yeah, man, Marcus Smart's a Scottie Pippen style player. Like, you know, he might not jump off the screen to you or on the stat sheet or whatever with his points, but man, you know, he don't turn it. Okay, when he gets on the floor, he turns it on, and he has no idea how to turn it off.
Yeah,
I mean, he just go, goes. No quit, and he plays hard-nosed defense. And look, I'm not a Celtics fan. Marcus Smart is a outstanding ball player.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
not only that, he is a remarkable personality too, it seems.
Yeah.
Like on the court, it seems like he fires up his teammates. They want to play with this kid.
Yeah.
So I think that I may have underestimated the Celtics a little bit because I didn't think that their road to the finals was as horrid as everybody was saying. Because I thought they beat up on a lot of injured teams. And
the
also
Celtics?
the Celtics.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also,
the whole Eastern Conference was injured this year.
Yeah,
so.
and then
besides Boston.
And then I saw how well the Warriors had played throughout the season, so I was like, they got this. And then they played well through the playoffs, and I think it was an anomaly. I'm still going with Warriors in 6. That's still my pick.
See, and whenever you put Warriors in 6 on that post, first off, like I said, ESPN on one for that 86% favor to Boston. That's crazy.
That was insanity. But
I was gonna say they come out and whooped them game 1, which surprised me. But man, when I saw it, I was like, Warriors in 4. And I was like, sorry, it's going to be anticlimactic. No, I would say Warriors in 6 is a pretty fair.
I think what the Celtics did last night is going to motivate them to at least win another one.
Yeah, if nothing else, to just continue to play the same way, you know. Yeah. But here's the deal. The Splash Brothers weren't everything that they could be last night.
The shooting percentage was low for them.
Yeah, and
they're going to find
honestly, it wasn't like this terrible looking game for Golden State, but it wasn't a good looking game for them.
It wasn't their best. They weren't playing at their best. Now, was Boston playing at their best? No. By no means, because I think
but I do think they were playing.
I think Al
Horford was playing at his best. Yeah, I will give you that. Jason Tatum was not playing at his best.
And
neither was Marcus Smart.
No.
My goodness, Brown.
Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Thank you. My goodness.
Jaylen and Jason. You got to remember, even the coaches actually get that mixed up. So fair game.
Yeah. So Jaylen Brown. He's. Please understand that I have not watched a lot of Boston basketball this year. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah.
Did not see it in the game last night, even with a win. Like, is he as special as they make him out to be?
I would say so, yeah.
You would say so?
I would say
did you think last night that he was...
I think he's all-star caliber. I do think it's Tatum's team.
See, that's what I get to. Is I think you're right. No doubt. Jaylen Brown's all-star caliber. But, like, the way I've heard him talked about this year is that he is kind of... It's going to kind of shift the focus, and he's going to be the Celtics. You know, like their franchise player. I was like, Jason Tatum's kind of been that guy for the past couple of years, and he's still young.
They're both very comparable in age, and they're going to be a Pippen and Jordan situation where I don't think they're going to separate for a while,
right?
If they continue to maintain this success, and I think Boston's going to pony up the money for it as well. Because why wouldn't you when you have this homegrown talent and things are going so well? But I agree with you. It depends on the ego.
Yeah.
If Jaylen can manage his ego and sit and be content with being a number 2, with being a Klay Thompson, with being a Scottie Pippen, and not getting that spotlight.
But that's always been the downfall, though. It's like it's working really good for Golden State because Klay Thompson's like, I'm good with that.
It's because everybody wants to be James Harden. They want to be the guy that comes in there, gets in the starting lineup, and then it's like, okay, look at all these offers I'm getting from all of these people to come be their guy.
Yeah.
So that's what they want.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to think, though, that lifestyle is dangerous to be like James Harden. You're at risk of heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I mean... Oh, we're talking about basketball. I'm sorry.
Not his trip to the In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah. James Harden, if you ever hear this, I'll play you one-on-one. I'd never said I would beat him. Don't laugh. I did not say I would beat him. I did say I'd play him, though.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
He's the one professional athlete that I'm like, I might. I think
I
could outrun him, bro.
Legitimate question here.
Yes.
You think you can guard that step back?
Well, it depends. Are we going to play by like actual basketball rules?
No, we can play by street ball rules. We can white men can't jump this on.
Absolutely. I can guard that step back.
You can playing that forceful because he's a big ass man.
Yeah. I'm talking a lot of smack right now. I'm just letting you know. Yes, I could.
I'd love to say I would give the devil his due because I mean, honestly, it could happen. You could guard him and you could get a steal. I don't know what could happen.
Yeah,
but
I could do it. I think I could. I think I could beat him.
I think he would make a point to make you
if
look
we're playing,
foolish and then do the step back.
I think you're. I mean, okay. Let's say realistically, you're probably correct. Okay,
body you.
Yeah. I mean, that man is going to make me look like a child out there. Okay, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, but for the sake of the fact that James Harden's never going to hear this, and number two, I'm
isolating this clip right now.
Yeah,
and I'm
no guts,
this all over the internet.
No guts, no glory, man.
Right.
I'll go half court, concrete rules, one-on-one with James
we can
Harden.
film the whole thing.
Yeah.
People can come and would donate something to charity.
Yeah, and whenever he wins, I'll be like, I can't believe you picked on me. You're a professional athlete, and this was for charity.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
See, I've already got my
when he Steven Adams us and just picks us up and moves us over.
So that could happen.
A little self-deprecating humor there.
Yeah. How do we get on James Harden again? Jason Tatum and the Jaylen Brown thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Draymond. I think for the rest of the series, if you can get one game, if you can get one half where Draymond Green's like, hey, watch this, I shoot threes too.
Yeah.
And he hits a couple, Boston's never going to know how to guard Draymond, and he's going to be able to do work inside, outside, and kick outs, everything. It's just going to be too hard to guard.
That was a really high-scoring game, so I think they were struggling to guard what Golden State had to begin with. It was just at the end, Golden State
decided
went cold,
to quit.
And their defense, they were playing Olay defense.
Yeah. I would say the defense was the biggest thing. Like, I can deal with missed shots, and I can even deal with bad shots, honestly. But
you want to know this, and this is as a Razorback fan, put Moody in.
Yeah, man.
Put him in on if nothing else, the boy can play some defense.
Yeah.
I mean, he played some lockdown D when he was a Hog.
Yeah.
I know he could probably at least put in an effort because, hell, Jordan Poole wasn't last night.
Nah, Jordan Poole looked pretty soft last night.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
He didn't
because,
show up in the finals, especially. We've been bragging on our boy Jordan Poole this whole season.
And that's why it's so disappointing. It was like last night was a disappointing night to.
Yeah.
I mean, for Jordan Poole, at least in my eyes, which once again, none of these guys care what I think.
He's come a long way from being only really recognized because he's the guy with the long hair on the Warriors.
Yeah, right.
Now he's a legitimate, like this guy is
he's a threat. Yeah. Yeah, it is nothing more than like, yo, you have to guard him.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying, if you got to jump off Steph to help me, you got to do it. I don't know if that's a good idea either, but there's just so many weapons on the Warriors, man. I don't see any way that Boston finishes this out. I think Golden State. I'm gonna go with you, Golden State in 6.
Okay, so you're gonna give Boston another game. Now we'll see where we're at next. Next time we got to
Yeah, we might have to reevaluate. Like they're forcing game 7. This is crazy. So. It's 3-3, but yeah, man. So moving off to finals and staying in basketball, though, because it's one of our favorite things to speculate on, is what the future of the Chicago Bulls, because that's super weird. We're a couple guys from the American South that are diehard Chicago Bulls fans.
We are 90s babies at best. I mean, what else can you say? The things that interest us happen to coincide with the generation that we're from.
Right.
So we were Chicago Bulls fans, Dallas Cowboys fans, and New York Yankees fans. So you can suck it if you don't like it.
Yeah, that's right.
You can find another station to listen to if you don't like this one.
And also if you if you are a fan of the brutal ice sport, go Stars. So
we've been fond of hockey and we've started taking a real liking to it.
Yeah,
I've been a Stars fan most of my life, but it's not one of my big fandoms I like root
for. Sure, because I mean, even though it is, hockey's just not big. I mean, it's huge, but it's not.
I will say that the Stanley Cup trophy ranks way up there on my list of trophies of where I think what trophy is the best.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's do this list.
Big Four.
Yeah, do it. Okay, Big Four. Do your Big Four.
Okay, all right. In descending order or?
Start. Yeah, in ascending order. Start at the bottom, work your way to number 1.
So number 4, I would probably say the Stanley Cup. The Lord Stanley's Cup doesn't quite mean as much to me on that one. So third, this is where it starts getting tougher for me. I'm going to go World Series. which it's just called the Commissioner's Cup. But that beautiful crystal trophy is something that we won the World Series.
Yeah,
what do you? Yeah,
I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is where personally it's going to hit. I think Vince Lombardi Trophy 2, NBA Championship Larry O'Brien Trophy number 1, because that gold trophy is the one that I have always wanted to hold my entire life.
I want to kiss it, man. I just want to kiss it.
Right.
I can't even. I can't even give you my list. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, really?
I would have done Stanley as 4. I would have done the Commissioner's Cup as 3. I would have done Lombardi. The Lombardi Trophy as 2, and of course the O'Brien Trophy as number 1.
That's my order. Now I will say that's no disrespect to Lord Stanley's Cup, because
no, absolutely
that damn thing is
you
so
didn't see me saying like the World Cup. Are you really watching soccer? Get out of here. No, you're not. You want to know why? Because nobody wants to sit and watch for an hour and a half while a bunch of people walk back and forth and it ends in a tie. Sorry.
I made you watch and react to a clip of a promo that just happened this past Wednesday on AEW Dynamite.
Right.
Where professional wrestler Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF,
oh yeah,
he's recently made some headlines because this past weekend before a pay-per-view, he no-showed an event that was like a fan meet and greet event, which is an obligation that he's mandatory supposed to do, and it's weird for him not to no-show it. And also reports had come out that someone had booked a plane ticket out of Las Vegas where the event was, leaving before the show that night. Turns out he wrestled the event. He took the loss, which, you know, in wrestling, that's something that's common, is when you're going out, you go out on a loss. It's natural. They even played it up where he got beat up really bad, was stretchered out the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Well, nobody expected much out of this because he's legitimately having contract disputes with the owner of the company, because he is under a contract until 2024, but he feels he's vastly underpaid, wants more money, and is part of the reason why he no-showed is because he's upset with his current contract, and he sees what other people that have left AEW and gone to the WWE, i.e. Cody Rhodes, are what he's seeing that they're now capable of doing with their character, with what they're doing with the money that he's making and everything that's associated with it. And plus, as a guy who's never wrestled for the WWE, I'm sure that might be something that he's dreamed and aspired to do.
Sure.
Because, I mean, if you're going to wrestle, why not want to wrestle for the biggest name ever?
Yeah.
So there's all of this that's going on. Well, this past Wednesday, he was given a microphone, and that's what I let you watch was the promo that he cut, airing out his grievances. It's very similar to a promo that was cut by wrestler CM Punk in 2011, 2010, before he famously re-signed, came back, had a big old summer where it was really popular, like the Summer of Punk is what they called it, but they made so much merchandise, he was all over the place.
All right.
He ended up leaving the company under some negative grievances with his health and all kinds of things there. So that he famously left, and now he works for AEW and is their world champion. He won their belt that night. So I'm speculating here that this is some type of a thing where they're trying to build up to where we're playing off of a past thing that happened, where we got these blurred lines. It's a work shoot type of situation where these are legitimate shoot issues. Shoot meaning it's something that's real, not fake,
right?
Not part of the show, but they're working it into the storyline to blur the line and to get people that can't tell what's real and what's not.
Right. Seems like a little bit of a PR stunt.
Exactly. So what is remarkable and interesting, I suppose, is over the weekend, this situation was comparable to Sasha and Naomi, who we had talked about on our previous show, how they had walked out.
Right.
They're still under contract.
They were both AEW, right?
No, they're WWE wrestlers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're WWE wrestlers, but they walked out over creative differences.
Right.
So they're doing the same thing, essentially not showing because of a difference. However, MJF's was money motivated.
Right.
So over the weekend, the internet did what the internet does and villainized him and painted him out to be selfish and all of these other things. Well, this just further adds to this giant story that they're building. He cut this promo, they cut off his mic, they cut the black, and nobody has made any acknowledgement as a company that this has happened since it happened. So you and I not being dumb and foolish here. Obviously, they're working something here. But it's a very creative way to try to get fans invested back in the sport,
it really is,
right?
because, I mean,
Sports entertainment.
We as people, we can't help it. We're just drawn to that drama. You know, like what? What's this dude yelling about? Hold on a second. What's he doing?
He's getting to get a microphone and do what we want to do. Is
yeah,
what it is.
Just air out his dirty laundry.
Go off.
Yeah, I hate all of you.
Yeah.
Well,
this is what's going on. I'm better than you. Here is why. You suck. Here is why.
Yeah.
Mic drop. I'm out. But yeah, I envy that in a little ways, but what it was eerily reminiscent to is if you remember back in the 90s, what caused the boom and the popularity, besides we've talked about NWO and all that stuff was so cool. Sure. But it was Stone Cold Steve Austin and his feud with his boss, Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
Well, this is the same thing. This is more real life aired out where this guy wants more money from his boss and his boss isn't wanting to pay him. He'd rather bring in ex-WWE guys, like he said in his promo. So there's...
And would you pay me more if I was an ex-WWE guy? Like, oh, what a cryptic threat.
Yeah, so...
I mean, not...
And the thing is the WWE would take him in a heartbeat, honestly, probably, with the name recognition and money that he's going to be drawing with, especially with what he just pulled.
Right, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're not anything if not capitalist.
Yeah,
wanting that dollar.
Hey, capitalism at its finest, baby. We will sell our souls for $1. We'll just jump right back into basketball for just a second. With the overwhelming success of the Brooklyn Nets this year, might have been some sarcasm in that. Especially with such hard-hitting stars like Ben Simmons,
James Harden,
Kevin
Durant.
Yeah, well, James Harden, he's with Philadelphia.
He got only because he got traded.
Yeah, for Ben Simmons.
Started the season playing on that team.
Yeah,
no-show Kyrie Irving. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons the Nets were.
There's no-show Irving. There's down bad KD. You know, sliding
in them DMs.
Yeah, man. He's hitting up Al Horford. Like on a nightly after they won last night, he's like, "Hey, you up?" So you sent me the meme. It says, "Breaking: KD to join the Celtics in the finals to attempt to win another cheap ring." Some people got upset. If the truth offends you, then stay off our page. You know, I mean, I'm just going to tell you right now, KD does not have a ring that. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because with the Warriors. He was a crucial part of that team.
Absolutely.
So as much as I don't mind to really just like talk smack on KD, I can't take that from him. But he, what does cheapen his success, we'll call it, okay, and that didn't cheapen Steph Curry's. Is it Steph Curry's been there since day, they
drafted him.
Yeah, they drafted him. He's been there day one. KD is jumping around everywhere trying to get on a big enough team to win another ring. And look at the Golden State Warriors. They're like, hey, we built this team. Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry, they built that team.
Exactly. That's the thing is, yes, did they need Kevin Durant to get over that hump?
Absolutely.
Sure, absolutely. But Kevin Durant needed them to get over his.
Just as bad.
Because he was coming out of Oklahoma City that had all of the talent and the potential in the world and should have won a championship.
Yep.
One of those years that team
they had
was together.
Russ and James Harden and KD and... who else?
Gosh, Adams.
Steven Adams.
Cephalosha, Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins.
There was a lot of talent on that team.
Really was.
It really was. They had depth too. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there was
a lot.
This is where we're missing C. Wayne. He'd be able to name that roster.
Already been in here.
But that's what we're giving him the for is because he did feel that he couldn't do this on his team.
Yeah,
which was becoming Russell Westbrook's team at that time. But see how that happened.
I'm about to say that, and that's always kind of my thing. Is it seems like when KD starts to experience some success, and once again, this is only my opinion. But anyway, whenever he starts to get some success, if anyone tries to share that success with him, he's like, "No, it's mine. I'll go to a different team." And they're like, "All right, bye." And KD goes off to Golden State. Then he got hurt at Golden State, the Achilles injury that set him out for the better part of a season.
Yeah.
And Then when he woke up, he was in Brooklyn. So
That's the way it feels, yeah.
Yeah, no sleep till Brooklyn. And if I were him, I would not be sleeping well because
I don't know. I think that if anything, winning a championship there will prove something to Steph Curry, to himself, that he can do it without having to have a hired gun. Because, I mean, who's the hired gun on that team this year? Name him. Because it's not. It's all homegrown talent, isn't it?
It really is. I mean...
Yeah, they've drafted everybody. If you really
exactly.
look through it.
There's not a big name trade in there. There's
Wiggins, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, are you really going to say that's...
They got Wiggins when he was ass.
For real. They developed him.
They did.
Yeah, and did a great job.
They did.
Man,
Golden State saved each other, honestly. Golden State got lucky that he was available, and he was lucky he got to go to Golden State and develop the way that he did.
That's right.
Good on both of them, the franchise and Wiggins.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. It worked out great. And I'm telling you that... I know we've pretty much come full circle now that we're talking about back to basketball again. But I mean, the truth of the matter is, I'm just gonna say Boston is not the caliber team that Golden State is. It's not. And look, I'll even give the devil their due. Okay, Boston is a good team. It's a real good team. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of real players. Nowhere close to Golden State. Nowhere close. I think that last night was, like you said, I think it was an anomaly. I think it was a phenomenon. I think it was not the norm. I think it will not happen again. I think that Boston will get another win.
Maybe at home.
Yeah, but I just don't.
It's hard to win in the Garden.
Yeah.
It just is. It's loud.
Yeah.
No loud and racist.
I said what I said. It's true. But for real, though. Like,
you notice I didn't take it back.
Yeah, it's but it happened. Okay, it happened.
I mean, notoriously, there's over history, man.
Yeah.
Bill Russell had his retirement ceremony with no fans. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's, we're just, we're not pointing fingers.
Bring it full circle.
Yeah, we're not pointing fingers, but, I'm talking to you.
Saudi-backed Live or Live, L-I-V, Live, I think is what it is. Or Live, excuse me, Live. What it is it's a golf company, a franchise, I don't know what you want, league, whatever. So it's a startup. They're trying to start up to compete with PGA.
Okay, so it's a Saudi-based...
Owned and based and managed and funded.
Professional golf league.
Professional golf league. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
And through the research of what I've learned about this, I didn't realize that PGA golfers have no contract with the PGA. None at all. There's no ink on paper at all whatsoever.
Not with the PGA, no.
At all. At all. They play in tournaments, but there's no contract.
Yeah,
you're playing in the tournaments for the purse.
Yeah, I would say, and as far as
they're
I
paid
know,
through sponsor.
As long as you qualify, you yourself can play on a PGA tour.
Absolutely.
You just have to. You don't have to be famous. You just have to be good enough to
making
qualify.
their money off of the television contracts and merchandise.
That's right. And golfers don't make their money off the PGA. They make them off of their sponsors, and of course, the tournament purse.
And yeah, if you win a Masters, you're going to get a multi-million-dollar purse.
Yeah, I say, don't get me wrong. Winning the tournament ain't for scrubs. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, though. The purse that the Saudis are offering trumps anything that the PGA could possibly give.
It trumps it, does it? Okay. All right, you're fired. Just so you know. Oh, wait. Now I'm fired. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Shoot. But I guess the controversy is now rising because the PGA has a very public stance that if any of our golfers participate in this event, consider yourself an ex-PGA player because you're not going to be able to play in our tournament. Okay. Now, this, again, through research, I've learned is possibly due to scheduling. Like, if you're participating in these PGA events, you're not going to be able to participate in both, and the PGA be able to maintain in your schedule the way that they currently do, where they micromanage everything that you do, even though you're not contracted with them.
Right. I would say, because that was going to be my biggest thing, is like, PGA can't, if I'm a golfer, PGA can't tell me what to do because I'm not under contract with them.
No, because you're paying for your own flight expenses, you're booking your own hotels, you're buying your own food and lodge, you're paying for your own caddy, you're paying for everything out of your own pocket, or or your sponsors are paying you or they're covering the bill. However it's being managed, you're still the one responsible for making sure that your business is maintained.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than winning the purse. So the PGA has no responsibilities there. So I guess my question to you is, from all accounts, this is an attempt from the Saudi Arabian ownership of trying to soften the image of Saudi Arabia from the way that they're currently perceived.
Right,
worldwide.
which I'm sure offers up some more difficulties with,
Yes.
professional golfers. If you're going to participate in this Saudi league, do you side with Saudi morals?
Yes, because there's always going to be that obligation, moral obligation that is going to exist there.
Sure.
The WWE is experiencing this now because they have a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar contract with Saudi Arabian princes to host events in Saudi Arabia every year. And they do. They have quarterly events that they host in Saudi Arabia that are now part of it. The issue becomes with the talent, because in Saudi Arabia, until I think the more recent pay-per-views, a lot of women weren't brought on the tour for obvious reasons.
Yeah, right. Because in Saudi, if you're a woman,
there are wrestlers on the roster that are Muslim or Jewish or other things that did not make the trip out of the fear of their own safety. So there are...
Okay, that's probably a question for another time. This is a sports show because I have questions about what you just said, but we'll leave that alone.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, do we have any? Are there any well-known golfers that are like, hey, man, I think I'm gonna like?
It's funny you should say that because former, I can't remember what he won, which one of the tournaments, but Dustin Johnson has agreed he's going to do it. He's on their roster. He's a master winner, I believe, is what it is. But he's a major winner for sure. He's won tournaments. Sergio Garcia, maybe past his prime, never really live up, but it's Sergio Garcia.
Yeah, but it is Sergio Garcia.
Name.
Yeah, he's a well-known golfer.
Where we're looking at right now, and there'll probably be others that fill out this roster because they have 48 roster spots that they're going to be fulfilling. It's going to be the same people. It's also an interesting concept how they're doing it. They're doing it in teams. They're doing it and mixing up the people, the way that they're scrambling them around. The weekends aren't a full 4 days of golf. They're breaking it up a certain way, so it's interesting concept. I like the concept of the league itself. It's very entertaining, and I hope that if they're gonna go forward with it, put it on TV so at least it's watchable.
Right.
But from a moral standpoint, I guess, where do you stand on this is where my question is, because there's a lot that goes on in Saudi Arabia that is very anti everything that you stand for.
Yeah. I mean, Saudis are not free people.
No, not at all. And even the athletes traveling to and fro are not free people by any means.
No, whenever you are in country, you are not a free person. You might think you're an American. You are a second-class citizen in Saudi Arabia. And
taking it from someone who's been there.
Yeah.
Who's been to these other countries.
And Saudi, when people think Saudi, they always think like the UAE. I don't know why, but UAE is what they're actually thinking of. And Dubai, and it's like, well, yeah, of course that's beautiful. That's not Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
it's not.
That I'm not sure if that's where one of the events will be housed at.
Sure,
but that was another misconception that people had when they heard that this tournament was going. Are these guys? How are they going to put on a full event? Or all of this whole league and all of these events with just one area? That's not. It's going to be like a world tour. They will have events spread out in various places in
Europe
the world,
and
throughout
Asia
Europe and Asia and South America. They're going all over the world. It's a world tour. It's a legitimate thing. It sounds like a great idea.
I would say, it's just the only problem is where do you draw the line with your moral stance on okay, I disagree with everything that these people stand for, essentially, lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
But I do like this idea, so do I just jump on board with them? Me personally, I would say no.
Yeah.
No. I think it's a cool idea too. If only the Japanese had come up with it, and then I've been like, all right, let's go PlayStation.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, I understand that they're paying more money than you could even dream of playing a full PGA Tour schedule.
Yeah.
Even if you don't win, you're still going to remarkably come out better. I understand that they're not going to be directly doing the things that you stand against in front of you, nor is it probably as bad as you want to imagine the worst of your imaginations that the experience will be.
Right.
Like I'm sure some people think Saudi Arabia, they think it's a desert, it's awful. No, there's beautiful places
Sure,
over there.
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
where these golfers are going to be,
Yeah, it's
they're
gonna
going to
be some-
pampered.
yeah,
and
it's gonna be some nice
quite
stuff.
an experience.
I actually think the Donald has like a resort in Saudi Arabia.
Probably. I mean, the guy's got so much money.
I don't know. I don't know that to be true. In fact, I'll probably get a cease and desist now. Like, stop talking about Trump and stop using his voice. Okay, first off, no, I'm not going to stop ever. Okay, this is my voice now. Anyway,
Oh no! But yeah, I guess I'm in the same boat as you. It's not something that I would do. I'm on the fence about even kind of wanting to watch it because of what can be associated with it.
Sure.
However,
you don't want to support something that's ever going to go towards holding someone else down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or something that's so hostile and negative, or at some point could come back around. Because I mean, even when I bring it back to wrestling because it's me.
Sure.
But even when the WWE had their incidents with the Saudi Arabian government, where we're talking, there was a flight that got stuck in Saudi Arabia, where the wrestlers were on the plane, the owners had left the country already. There's a wild story with that one, but it was all over them not being paid. So so it was a whole thing.
So that's I believe we called that a hostage
They
situation.
did, essentially, it's kind of the way that it felt. Some of the wrestlers came back and talked about how uncomfortable it was and how scary it was. Some of them were like, it's a little not quite as scary as you would think.
Yeah.
So where it's at, who knows? Only the
Sure.
people involved would really know. But considering that same week of an event that an American reporter had been captured, held hostage, and executed by the Saudi Arabian government,
Yeah.
and things like this, that it.
You don't
I
really
can't
want
really support that.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with it. You know.
So as novel as the concept is,
it's a cool idea.
yeah.
Like I said,
But
make it a Japanese league, and I am on. We can make it an anime golf thing. It'll be great. Anyway.
I think it's like a USFL thing. We've never had anybody come up with enough money and backing. It all comes back to Trump, doesn't it? USFL.
Yes, actually, it does. Okay.
But nobody has ever had enough money or oomph behind what they're doing to truly combat the PGA. So I like that there's competition for the PGA.
Sure.
I don't like where the competition is coming from. Yeah. And I don't like its in idea of longevity, considering where it's coming from. However, where our world is going very global, so who knows what the future foretells.
Yeah, who knows?
We try to be an escape. Our sports try to be an escape, and here we are.
Still talking about the problems that
you can't
are
escape.
in the world. Yeah.
Now, as far as the PGA saying if you go there, you can't come back, what do you think about that? Because there's rumors Phil Mickelson, Phil, he likes to get paid.
I was say Phil likes that money, man. Here's the deal: I don't think Phil will do it, just because I think it'd be too much work for Phil. I mean, I'm not even trying to be any type of way. I'm a Phil Mickelson fan. I think that's too much work for Phil. I think he's happy being one of the best to ever do it. Right here, he's got his money. He's making money.
Play this event, not play that event.
Yeah,
which that is the beauty of the PGA tournament. That it goes without saying is being able to pick and choose your events based off of what your sponsors want you to play on. That puts a little bit more authority on yourself rather than a league which dictates and controls everything that you do, or a union.
Here's your.
I'm sure the NFL would love, some of those players would love that freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can play in whatever game I want to. Well, actually, most of the Dallas Cowboys believe they do have that freedom. They just play in whatever game they want to. Anyway, so let's move past that. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up for Garbage Time Sports. It's in the game.
Damn it. I thought we were going to make it one show.
Nope. I was just save it for the end. All right, from BT and from myself, man, we're going to say thank you, and we'll say good night.
Adios.